Good afternoon. Welcome to Texas Encounters and Mysterious Sightings. I am your host, Lieutenant. I want to start off this episode by saying to everyone who has liked, subscribed, and shared to our Facebook and to our YouTube channel, thank you very much. We have surpassed 500 likes on Facebook, and without all of y'all, that couldn't have been possible. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You all are making what our page, what it is today. And I just want to say thank you. Now, we have an interesting encounter today, and it comes from South Texas. And this encounter happened early morning, December of 2020. And of course, anonymity is our primary concern, and we hold it to the utmost respect. And for the sake of this encounter, we're going to call the first eyewitness Bill, and the second eyewitness, which was his younger brother, we're going to call him Tom. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and light the campfire. We're going to get this party started. So this encounter happened in early morning, December of 2020. And these two brothers were able to hunt on this property in South Texas after many years of trying to hunt this property. So the day they were supposed to leave for South Texas, they had packed all their gear. They had gotten most of their gear ready the night before. And they finished that morning packing up the rest of their gear. They gassed up their truck. And they set up in South Texas at an RV. Okay, the RV was already on the deer lease. It was already set up. And they got there that evening, unloaded, and set up all their gear. You know, they made something to eat. So that night, they were all excited. They were ready to go hunting the next morning. And they had planned to stay there about 3 or 4 days and get a lot of good hunting in until they had this encounter, and it made them leave abruptly. So they woke up early the first morning and they went hunting. And they didn't see anything that morning. They hunted till about 10:30. They got out of their tree stand and they went back to camp, took a little nap, ate a little lunch, and then they went back for an evening hunt. That evening, same thing as the morning. Sat in the tree stand and they watched the field until dark. And once it got dark, they climbed down and went back to camp. When they got back to camp, they made a little dinner and got ready for bed. Well, that night, Bill said they kept hearing noises outside of the camper. They thought it may have been a bobcat, maybe some type of coyote. You know, they played it off. So the following morning, they got up early, and as they're looking around the campsite, they find what looks to be bird claws next to their truck. But it wasn't any regular bird claws. These were about the size of a men's size 9 shoe, which was the size shoe his brother Tom wear because he put his foot next to it. So they scratch their heads and brush it off thinking, that who knows what that could have been. So they continued to set up for their morning hunt. In about 30 minutes, they left to their tree stand. And they got their gear, they got into their tree stand, and they were setting up, watching the field. And about 30 to 40 minutes into their hunt, they see something off in the distance. From what the eyewitness described, it was large, it was black, and it was tall. So they're checking out this thing, not knowing what it is. And they're looking and they're watching it, and they're just baffled on how huge this thing looks. So Bill grabs his rifle and looks through his scope. And he sees a creature that he has never seen before. He said this creature had to be every bit of 6 feet tall and had to have had a wingspan of 12 to 13 feet. But he said what really baffled him was that its face was human-like, and that it also had red eyes. So he whispered to his brother, "Hey, take a look through this scope, see if you can see what I see." But his brother didn't respond. When he stopped looking through his scope to look over at his older brother, he was froze, staring at this creature, and was sweating profusely and crying. Bill said this creature was staring right into his brother's eyes, and his brother could not move. He tried shaking him to get him to move, but he wouldn't. So Bill's natural reaction was to raise his rifle and take a shot at this creature. So that's what he did. He took a shot at this creature. And when he did, it struck the creature. And what he said next was absolutely terrifying. He said the shot did not faze it at all, and that it made the creature angry. And then he said it started to run after them. So he fired again, and he hit it again. And after he took the second shot, it said it took flight and flew over them. Now, what he had to say next is just something that's just unthinkable. He said as it was flying over them, and as it passed them, the head turned completely around and glared at them as it was flying away. A 180, y'all. It turned its head. They were able to get themselves together after the creature disappeared, and they ran back to their camper and called the local game warden to tell them what they encountered. And this is what the game warden told them: that this same creature has been spotted back in the 70s. And it was spotted by 2 cops. And they've had numerous sightings since then, and it cannot be killed. This is what the game warden told him, that this creature cannot be killed. After that, the game warden took a report. He left. Bill and Tom gathered their things and their gear, and they left. And to this day, they have never gone back. And that is their encounter. An encounter of a large bird-type creature that has been spotted in South Texas for many, many years. I've done research on this encounter and on that area, and there are just numerous encounters on this bird-type creature that goes all the way from South Texas up to Central Texas. Truly terrifying. So this was their encounter. I'm going to leave this one here. Please like, share, and subscribe on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel. There will be many more encounters to come. And I thank y'all for supporting this channel and supporting what we do. This is Lieutenant, y'all. Signing off.